All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Friday, March 17th, 2023. I got a lot going on in the sports world. With you got pretty good slate of NBA games tonight. Got day two of NCAA March Madness. Got college wrestling. Had XFL last night. Great XFL game last night.
Was it
Real
at?
good game.
Who was it?
Seattle and Houston. Houston was get Seattle controlled the whole game to about three and a half quarters of the game. And in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, Houston, especially the last 2 minutes, Houston made a comeback, got within seven, had the ball with a chance moving right, or got the fourth and 15 onside kick, completed, got a long pass interference call, had the ball like at the 30-yard line with 20 seconds left, chance to score. And then as the quarterback went to throw the ball, he got hit. And it would have been a fumble, but it didn't matter because one of the defensive lineman caught the ball in the air anyway to end the game. So it came down right to the last play. It was another good game. So yes, Seattle knocked off Houston, gave them their first loss. Seattle turned the ball over 4 times, still won. Houston had 2 turnovers, counting that one, and one of them was right there at the end of the game. But no, it was a good game. And look, I mean, Seattle's defense just shut down Houston's offense, like I said, for over 3.5 quarters of that game. And then there in the last 3-4 minutes of the game, Houston's offense finally was able to start scoring some points, but it was a little bit too late. But no, it was a good game last night. I watched it after I got done watching the college wrestling nationals last night. I think from guys in Indiana, I think we have one in the semifinals. Paris, which he's the number 1 seed.
Came close. The kid that we know was right there. I mean, he wrestled the number 1 guy ranked in the country, a senior. Lost 5-3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had opportunities.
Yeah. He couldn't. He never really got off a real good shot. That kid got a couple early takedowns, and we fought back. He fought back, but he's going to play. So, I mean, he's basically. I think they said he's a sophomore, but what they're listing him as. But this is his first year. I thought he redshirted, but
yeah, I thought he redshirted last year as well. So, yeah, he's right there. He's not far off at all. Like I said, I think he's capable of beating that guy. Wrestle a little bit better match. He walked into a couple takedowns, and then the best shot he got, best chance he had to score was right there on the edge of the mat, and couldn't get it. They ended up calling it out of bounds.
Yeah, that kid's got a good defense. I think that to beat him, you need to get early takedown on him, put some pressure on him. I think the match could have been different, but if that happened, but not taking anything away from that kid from I believe Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Very, very good. And Silas did a great job. So nothing to be disappointed about, and let's come through this consolation and place as high as you can.
Yeah, I think he has to. I think he has to win at least. So one more match. I think he has to win at least one more to get to one or two. One, I think, to be All-American. I'd have to look at the bracket, but it's at least one. He has to at least win one or two consolation to guarantee that he'll be in top 8. All right. My picks yesterday didn't do very good. I was 3-4. Yesterday I was 2-1 in the NBA and 1-3 in college basketball.
It was about the same. I did 4-5. I did 2-1 in NHL, 2-1 in the NBA, but 0-3 in college basketball. Man, been some good college basketball games so far today.
It looked like I was going to go 2-2 in college basketball. Tennessee was way up on Louisiana Lafayette, and then let them come back and almost lost the damn game. Ended up holding on to win, but didn't cover the spread. But they were up by 10-11 most of the game, and then fell apart and got lucky to win the game.
We've had so far today, we've had 2 or 3 teams look like they was going to maybe pull some upsets, but then other teams have come back and won the games. So no big upset so far today.
After having a couple big upsets yesterday already, so. All right. Get the odds pulled up here. All right. Let's see. NBA. Well, yeah, NBA. First game is the Philadelphia 76ers at the Charlotte Hornets. 76ers are 10.5 point favorites on the road, minus 490 on the money line. The Hornets are plus 380 on the money line. Over-unders at 228. 76ers been playing real well. They're 5-0 over their last 5 games, 46-22 on the season. The Hornets are 22-49 on the season, 2-3 over their last 5. The season series is tied 1-1 between these two teams. I like the 76ers. But I don't like the minus 10.5. I think 76ers win the game. But being on the road, I think 10.5 is a few too many points. Then you have the Golden State Warriors at the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are 4.5 point favorites, minus 176 on the money line. The Warriors are plus 148 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 248. Both these teams are 2-3 over their last 5 games. Warriors are 36-34 in the season. The Hawks are 34-35 on the season. The Warriors do lead the season series 1-0. I like the Warriors here at the plus 4.5. I know the Warriors have struggled on the road some, but this is a game they need to win. They're trying to hold on to the playoff, getting the playoff spot. These games are getting down to games you got to win. Steph Curry's been playing well since he got back. I look for the Warriors to pick up and win tonight against the Hawks. I like the Warriors at the plus 4.5.
I was looking at that, man, but this how they played on the road scared me off.
Next game is the Washington Wizards at the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs are 5.5 point favorites at home, minus 215 on the money line. The Wizards are plus 180 on the money line. Over-unders at 221.5. The Cavs play tough at home. They're 44-28 on the season. They do lead the season series 2-0 against the Wizards. Wizards are 32-37 on the season. I like the Cavs here at home at the minus 5.5. They're tough to beat there in Cleveland. Next game, Memphis Grizzlies at the San Antonio Spurs. The Grizzlies are 8.5 point favorites on the road, minus 355 on the money line. The Spurs are plus 285 on the money line. Over-unders at 234.5. Grizzlies are 41-27 on the season. They lead this season series 3-0 against the Spurs. I think the Grizzlies win this game, but I don't like the 8.5 points. Especially with Ja still being out. I know the Spurs aren't a very good team, but being on the road, I think 8.5 is a little too many points to give up. Next game is the New Orleans Pelicans at the Houston Rockets. The Pelicans are 5.5 point favorites, minus 215 on the money line. The Rockets are plus 180 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 228. Pelicans are 33-36 on the season. Rockets are 17-52 on the season. Both these teams are 2-3 over their last 5 games. The Pelicans lead the season series 2-0. I like the Pelicans here at the minus 5.5, or I like the Pelicans to win the game, but 5.5 points is a little too many for me on a Pelicans team that's been battling injuries, and a Houston team that has not won a whole lot of games, but has been competitive in quite a few games. And then Minnesota Timberwolves at the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are 2.5 point favorites at home, minus 146 on the money line. The Timberwolves are plus 124 on the money line. Over-unders at 224.5. The Timberwolves are 35-35 on the season. Bulls are 31-37 on the season. Both teams are 2-3 over their last 5 games. The Timberwolves lead the season series 1-0. This is a game I'm not giving out as my best picks, but I favor the Minnesota Timberwolves here as the underdogs. Next game, the Boston Celtics at the Portland Trailblazers. The Celtics are 6-point favorites, minus 240 on the money line. Portland is plus 198 on the money line. Over-unders at 233. The Celtics are 48-22 on the season, 3-2 over their last 5. The Blazers are 31-38 on the season, 1-4 over their last 5. Boston leads the season series 1-0. I like the Celtics here. Oh, this was actually minus 4.5 earlier. It's went up to 6.
Yeah, I know it was minus 4.5. I had it.
I'm still going to take it at the 6.
I'm going to stick with it.
I'm still going to take it at the 6. I like the Celtics. And then the last game of the night in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are 4.5-point favorites, minus 198. The Mavericks are plus 166 on the money line. Over-unders at 228. Mavericks have a lot of injuries they're dealing with. Doncic is going to be out again tonight. Kyrie is listed as day-to-day. There's another player that was listed as day-to-day. So Mavs are coming in banged up. Mavs are 35-35 on the season. Lakers are 34-36 on the season. The Mavs do lead the season series 2-1 against the Lakers. Just because of the injuries, I kind of favor the Lakers in this game. It's not a game I'm going to give out as one of my best picks, but I do think that the Lakers do win that game. My picks for the NBA tonight, I got 3 of them. The Warriors at the plus 4.5, Cavs at the minus 5.5, and the Boston Celtics at the minus 6.
Okay, my NBA parlay for tonight, I got Washington at Cleveland over the 221.5. I got Boston minus 6 at Portland, and I got Minnesota at Chicago over 224.5.
Hey, how's it going, Billy? Billy said his bracket is a bust. He had Virginia winning it all. He said I suck. I think a lot of brackets got messed up yesterday with Virginia losing, then with the number 2 Arizona losing.
Yeah, I think so too. I said on you guys afternoon blitz, I think a 4 or 5 seed's gonna win it all.
Good. I took Alabama to win it all at the beginning. I think Alabama still has a good shot, but I think the Final Four. My Final Four is Alabama, Marquette. Damn it! Now I'm forgetting the other team. Had IU coming out of theirs.
What do you think about Gonzaga?
Gonzaga's okay, but there was a team in there that had Gonzaga going to be in the Final Four. Oh, Kansas had Kansas as my other Final Four team.
I've got an NHL real quick. I'll go ahead and do my NHL parlay for tonight. I got Buffalo at Philadelphia. I'll take that under 6.5. St. Louis at Washington under 6.5. Columbus at Anaheim under 6.5. That's my NHL parlay for tonight.
All right, college basketball. I think there's 16 games today. Already have some playing and some that have ended. Right now, St. Mary's is up 45-38 with 10 minutes left in the game over VCU. Number 2 Marquette is up 39-30 over Vermont at halftime. Number 11 Pittsburgh's up 10-1 against number 6 Iowa State. That game's only like 4 minutes into the game. Games I like today in the college basketball. I'm gonna go with. Well, I just want to make sure there it is. I want to make sure the odds are still the same because a lot of these I looked at was researching last night. I like number 5 Miami at the minus 2.5 against number 12 Drake. That was at minus 2. It's went to 2.5. Then I'm going to take Memphis. That was at 2. It's at minus 1.5 now. So number 8 Memphis minus 1.5 against number 9 Florida Atlantic. Then I like Kansas State, number 3 Kansas State against number 14 Montana State. Kansas State is a 7.5-point favorite. That was actually at 8 last night, so that's moved down a little bit. Then I like number 4 Indiana against number 13 Kent State. Indiana's a 4.5-point favorite. And that's going to be my college picks for today. A couple other games that I think are going to be good games, and you could see an upset. Number 13 Iona against number 4 UConn. Iona's a well coached team with Rick Pitino, been playing well. So that game starts here in about a half hour, about 45 minutes. That's a game that I would say could be an upset today. I think Iona has a chance against UConn, and then I think Providence and Kentucky is going to be a real good game as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see number 11 Providence maybe knock off number 6 Kentucky.
Yeah, my college parlay for tonight, I took Purdue versus Farley Dickinson. I took Farley Dickinson plus 23. I took Providence plus 4.5 versus Kentucky, and I took Gonzaga minus 15.5 against Grand Canyon. That's my college parlay for tonight.
All right. Yeah, there's some pretty good college games today. I mean, I don't see Purdue having a bunch of trouble with Fairleigh Dickinson, but I mean that don't mean it's not possible. I mean that's why they play the games, and we've seen number ones get knocked off before. But I do think there's going to be some good games today. The Kennesaw State Xavier game. Xavier got lucky to hold on there, and that was a 14-3.
Well, Kennesaw had a pretty good sized lead at one point. I think maybe 12 or 13 points early. And I couldn't hang on. The guy from IU's ahead.
And you have Grand Canyon against Gonzaga today. I think Gonzaga wins that game. I just didn't like as many. There was just too many points. That was the reason I didn't take that game. I forget it was a bunch. I forget how many points it was, but it was 15.5.
Yeah. I took Gonzaga in the points. Give up points.
The big points scare me in the tournament. Billy says, "I hope not. Let's go UConn." Yeah, I think that's going to be a real good game. Iona's 5-0 over their last 5. They were 27-7. UConn was 25-8. Iona was first in their conference, the MAAC. UConn was 4th in the Big East. I do. I think it's going to be a good game. It could be Rick Pitino's last game as coach of Iona. And there's a lot of rumors of him going to Texas or Syracuse or Texas Tech.
Texas make a coaching change. They've had a pretty good year. What would they?
Well, they fired their coach during the season.
That's right. But I mean,
because he had to.
But the guy
he had some allegations.
But that guy that took over has done a hell of a job. Yeah, you talk about a name.
Yep.
You talk about a name of the past too.
Yep. But all right, before we get out of here, I'll give out my picks again. In college basketball, Miami minus 2.5. Memphis minus 1.5. Kansas State minus 7.5. And IU minus 4.5. And then in the NBA tonight, I had 3 picks. I have the Golden State Warriors plus 4.5. The Cleveland Cavaliers minus 5.5, and the Boston Celtics at the minus 6. Like I said, I had a little bit of a rough day yesterday. 3-4, 2-1 in the NBA, and 1-3 in college basketball. Brings my record to 159 and 137 on the season, or on the year, I should say. So still maintaining above 500, but hopefully I can get back on a little run here again and create some more separation. Don't forget, tonight, 8 o'clock, we have the Sports Happy Hour with myself and Greg Broderick. Come join us for that. Then also tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, live pro wrestling. As we have, we'll be in Shelbyville, Indiana for New Era Pro Wrestling, Shamrock Shakedown. Got a good main event with Braden Lee, who's been on AEW, Dark, I think he's been on OVW some, Impact. Then you also he's facing Jordan Dye, who if you just saw Jordan Dye in a big I Quit match against Sage Phillips back at Summit Pro a couple weeks ago. If you watch that Summit Pro show, so That should be a great main event. New Era always puts on a good card, and they have a great crowd. From what I'm seeing, it's probably going to be. It looks like it's probably going to be another sellout. So it should be a nice, loud atmosphere. Should be a fun show tomorrow night. And then don't have nothing on Sunday, and then Monday we'll be back with our regular schedule of shows. We do have two wrestling interviews this week. As Wednesday at 6:30, we have pro wrestler Sage Phillips, who was the other guy in that I Quit match that I just referenced. And then we'll have, or was it a submission match? I can't remember. It was either a submission or I Quit match that they had.
Submission, right? Well, I can't remember.
And then you have Thursday. We have pro wrestler Jake Elliott at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So that should be an interesting conversation because he's going to be one of the newer guys that we've had on here recently. I mean, we a lot of the guys that we had on when they were newer are now a year and a half, 2 years in. So this would be a guy hasn't been in quite as long as some of the other, but has been putting in some work, and from what I hear, has been improving a lot. So it should be an interesting conversation, and actually looking forward to seeing him here in a few weeks and getting to see him in action. And then, of course, next week we have Scott Diamond as well. And then we're just a couple weeks away from WrestleMania, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Next weekend, we got shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be at different pro wrestling events. Friday we'll be at a Hall of Fame. Saturday we'll be at the DCCW 5-year anniversary show, and on Sunday we'll be at Warrior Pro Wrestling. So we got a lot of stuff coming up here next few weeks. So make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. That's where I post all the information about all of our upcoming shows. Also, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We'd greatly appreciate it. Check out the new ASAP Network mobile app. You can find the ASAP Network at the Google Play Store for Android users. Also on Roku TV, ASAP Network, and on Amazon. If you have a Fire Stick, go where you search for apps, put in ASAP Network, you can find it. We're also on LG Smart TVs as well now, and then the app will be dropping on Apple products here soon. So make sure you go check that out. But we appreciate everybody joining us. Thank you, Billy. We appreciate it. He said he likes our live wrestling shows. The one I thought our last one there at WTF with Brian Pillman Jr. was real good.
Yeah.
I expect tomorrow's to be another real good one. This will be our fourth or fifth time at New Era. We were actually at their St. Patrick's Day show last year. I think it was Shamrock Shenanigans or something like that. But we was at it last year, and then we've been to a couple. We haven't been to the show this year yet, have we? I think we were at their show right before the end of the year.
Yep.
And then the last show this year, back in February, was 2 days after I had my surgery, so we didn't get to go. So now we get to go to this one. So looking forward to it. Like I said, you'll see some guys that have been on some of our other wrestling shows, and you also see some new faces as well. And then don't forget April 8th, we got a big show coming up April 8th. Portland, Indiana, Invasion 4.
Yes.
Yep. DCCW Invasion 4. It's a fundraiser for Jay County High School wrestling team. Kurt Angle is going to be there. Buff Bagwell is going to be there. Rikishi is going to be there. And then that's not counting just all your other. You'll have Rachel Armstrong. You'll have the ladies' man Mike King, JKO. It'll be a great card. But it's going to be pretty awesome though to get be at a show like that with Kurt Angle at. And then we got some other big shows coming up. And then here in just a little under 2 months away, we got another real big show coming up that we'll be announcing here real soon. So we appreciate everybody joining us today. My picks one more time real quick. College basketball, Miami -2.5, Memphis -1.5, Kansas State -7.5, IU minus 4.5, NBA Warriors plus 4.5, Cavs minus 5.5, and the Boston Celtics at -6. But we appreciate everybody joining us. We will see you guys back Monday with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. And I hope you tune in tomorrow for our live pro wrestling show.